still cutting. So, how's everybody doing tonight? I am going to play the intro, guys, and we're just going to go ahead and get started. Okay. Yay, thank you for that sound check there, Jamie. I greatly appreciate that. We are going to be making a tuck and fold card or a fold and tuck, whatever it is you want to call it. Guys, I believe I put the link in the description of the video below. This is a Freebie Friday file for everybody. If you want access to all of my files, you would have to be a Patreon or Ko-fi monthly supporter, and or be on the Cutie Collector level on our YouTube membership. So if you are one of those people who are supporting me on one of those platforms, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yay! Awesome, Andrea. And I want to say thank you to all of our moderators. They are awesome, guys. They are a great team of ladies. Couldn't do this without them. Tonight, I'm going to go over, well, you guys can see because I have a double screen, but this is the card that we're going to make. And I am still cutting, but there are some things that you need to know about this file and the way it was set up. So we're just going to hide me there for a second and go over that for you. I am still cutting, and I'll show you why, because of the way I had to set this card up for you guys, because a lot of you guys do use a mobile, and you need, let me get everything set back in place like it was, because I had to hide some stuff that I was not going to do because I wanted to do it with you guys. There we are. So everything is right here, and here is the file number. Like I said, that's free for everybody. Guys, if you're trying to open this on your desktop and the link is not working, open it on your mobile, save it, and then open it on your laptop or computer. I know that the new format that Cricut has us in sometimes does some funky things when we're trying to open up the files. And if you still have trouble, just let me know. I did this card here with the inside of it. I'm just going to kind of split screen you guys here with a happy birthday in here, and it has to be curved just a little. And guys, let me know. I set up a different camera. I went back to my old camera because the other one was just washing out too much. Let me know if this is too dark and I will adjust it so you guys can see. But I did happy birthday in this one, and it has to be curved slightly. And because it has to be curved slightly to use that banner, I had to take it out of the file so that mobile users could open it, because you can't open anything with curved text in it unless they fixed it. So just to be safe, I took it out. So what you're going to need to do is, if you're going to leave this as a birthday, of course you can set this up with whatever you want, anything you want, any theme you want. It'll all work. You just need to change out some of the elements, and they are attached or grouped together. So we're going to ungroup everything, and I want this card right here. This is the one we're going to work on, and I'm going to get a text box, and I'm just going to say happy birthday. And I believe that I used the Kiden font. There it is. That's the one I used right there. Kyden. And it's just kind of jumbled up and stuff like that, but I really like that, and I changed it to a writing font. The next thing you're going to do is you're just going to bring, you don't have to undo any of this, guys. You can just set it and forget it. We're going to change the color, and I'm setting this to purple. because I did 2 different colors of pins in there. Of course, you can go in and change those as well. And then I'm just going to curve it just a little bit, just to get my curve going here, and start shrinking this down. Using my handles, I'm just going to bring it over the card, and I may have curved too much. I did, but that's okay. I'm just going to get it to where it'll fit in there pretty good. Then I'm going to work on my curve a little bit until I can get that like I want it. And that looks pretty good to me. If you want it taller, you can unlock it and make it a little bit taller, and then take some of that curve back out, which is what I did on my other one. So once you have it and you've got it set like you want it, now if you want it set dead center of this, you're going to have to detach right here, and so that you can put it in the side of that banner, attach it to the banner, and then reattach everything aligned horizontally. But to me that looks good, so I'm not going to go through all that. I'm just going to attach it, and it's right there. So now that part of the card is ready to cut and ready to go. You can also change this out over here, put whatever you want on this card. Keep in mind, this is the front of the card, and I have allowed for decoration right in this area for your Nuvo drops, your sequins, pearls, whatever you want to put on your card. So keep that in mind. You want to make sure that you leave this, because this is going to be tucked in and you're not going to see it on the front. So just be aware when you're changing out your image, don't come too far over. Okay? So I'm just going to basically... oops, my candle over here. Patty, I believe, told me she was having a little bit of trouble cutting this. This piece needs to be cut on intricate, this little purple piece. It's only cutting this back piece of this card right here in the dark purple with that. So you can cut both of those pieces on intricate. It's not going to hurt anything. But that's the way that I cut it, and I didn't have any problem. If it doesn't cut for you with the Cricut cardstock on intricate, change your blade. Your blade is probably dull, or you have a dirty mat. Those 2 things can keep you from cutting something that small. Okay? Just so you guys know. Clean mat, sharp blade, intricate cuts. When you're cutting teeny tiny, it has little holes in it like this one does. Okay? And I'll show it to you guys here in just a second. I'm going to go ahead, because this is the only one I want to do. I am going to come in here, because I've already done the rest of it, and in case you ever need to replace a piece, you can do this too. And I'm looking over here in my layers panel, because if I select the whole thing, you can see it highlights everything, and I get a question mark here. So if I select just that square out of it, I can come over here, and I'm just going to change it to orange. Doesn't matter. I'm going to cut it out of my white paper. But it's going to put it on a separate mat, so I can go right over there and cut this piece. I'm just going to flip my mat around, and you can see where I've done the other. I'm just going to flip it around and let it cut over here, instead of trying to size it up and put it into a certain spot. So I'm just going to load my mat up, and I did this with the pink. I'll show you guys my pins in here in just a minute. And I'm just going to set continue and set my I don't know if any of you guys are having the same issue I am. I'm having issue even with a brand new blade of cutting my Cricut cardstock, but I discovered they put in a heavy cardstock, or either I never found it before, of 100 pound, and I have to keep resetting my favorites. They just, sometimes they save, sometimes they don't. Hopefully they will get that fixed quickly. But I am having to cut my Cricut cardstock on 100 pound because I don't know why. I just am. So it tells me I need to load my magenta pen first and then my purple. So I'm going to start with my pink one. I'm going to put that in and let that start writing. And we're going to go ahead and start putting our card together. And I may need to do what some of you other guys need to do, and that might be why I'm having to cut on 100 pound, just to get a clean cut. After this 5.7 update, some people have been having issues, some have not. So it's not everybody. Guys, you may need to go in and do an application cache, clear your application cache. It is not the same thing as clearing your browser cache. Okay? It is not the same. Right, it cleared them, but since that, Jamie, and I think I need to probably clear my application cache because I have saved that 100-pound heavyweight paper 4 times as a favorite. You saw me just do it again, and it just vanishes. It won't stay. So my favorites are not staying. Even though I picked my favorites, they're just not staying in there. I think 3 of them have stayed so far. But every time I put one in, every time I use one, I put it in there and it won't keep it. I just posted a link for clearing that cache, and we're going to go over and take a peep at that while this is cutting. So let me pull that up. And I'm just, guys, you probably see that on the screen telling me to change my pen, and that's all I'm doing. I'm swapping pens. And I am going to pull up that link, and we're going to go take a look at it. To clear your here we go. To clear your browser cache, you're just going to go to the top of your window to File. I'm sorry. If you're on a Mac, you're going to go under your Safari, and you're going to go up there to Safari, and you're going to click Clear History. You can also find how to clear the cache on your Windows machines and all of that in Design Space. Here you see, this is telling you how to clear your application cache. It is different. It is not the same thing as your browser cache. So if your Design Space is giving you any kind of issues whatsoever, you need to come and do this. Yeah, I'm having glitches. So after tonight's live, I'm going to go in and I'm going to do this. I don't want to do it right now because if anything happens during the live and it shuts down my computer or my Mac doesn't like what I'm doing, I don't want to leave you guys hanging during the live. So I'm not going to go through the steps right now, but the link that I just posted, and you can ask in the group, we'll be happy to give it to you guys. But you can clear this, and Jamie gave you one as well. But right here, just follow these steps. If you're on a Windows, select Windows. If you're on a Mac, select Mac. And you're going to go in and just find the steps that they're telling you to do, and you're going to clear those caches. Okay? And then you're going to reboot your system. And what I mean by reboot doesn't mean just close the browser window and open a new one. Restart your computer or shut it down all the way. Shut down, not restart, and then power it back up. A lot of people, including myself, I am so guilty of just closing the browser or clearing the cache and not restarting my computer or hard rebooting it from a shutdown. And that can cause glitches in your systems, guys. So a lot of times it isn't Design Space, it's our systems, because you have to remember, we all have a different system. And what affects some of us may not affect others. But if it's actually Design Space, they will work on it. But usually if Design Space shuts down, it shuts down for everybody, not just one or two. So make sure that you're coming in here and you're checking and updating your Cricut firmware. Make sure that you're updating your, clearing your cache, clearing your browser's caches. All of those things, especially now that we're on the desktop application and it saves things for download, for offline. You want to make sure that you're keeping up with this stuff so that you don't have issues down the road. Okay, and if anybody needs help finding this, you can always go to Cricut, scroll down to the bottom of the page, even from the shopping, And right down here, there's help, everything. So you can find that even if you're shopping. Let's go. So if I'm over here shopping and say, hey, I forgot, I can scroll right down to the bottom, click on help. It's going to bring me right here, and I can type in cache. And right here, clearing your browsing cache, clearing your application cache. Both of them, boom, right here. So super easy, super simple to find. And if you do these steps and you're still having a problem, ask in the group. Well, if we can help you, we will. Don't get upset if we say you need to contact support, because if we exhaust all of our knowledge and what we know has worked for others, then we don't have any other choice but to send you over to support to get some help for it. But we will help you anytime we can on it. Correct, Paula. This is just for your laptops and your computers. If you're on an iPad or an iPhone, you need to go and update your apps. They are totally different from the desktop download. A lot of people are calling the desktop download an app. It's the desktop download. The apps are on mobile. Okay? So now I've finished my card. I've cut everything. So let's go and put this card together, guys. And if you as always, if you have any design space questions, just ask. We're going to be happy to help you. Put your question in caps, and so the moderators and I can see them. And I'm just going to peel these off of my mat. This is a new mat, so don't judge me. I don't have my spatula out. I usually just kind of roll and work my cardstock off of it. You can use that for a label if you stamp like I do. I like to do stamps, not always just writing on my Cricut. Oops, I just stuck that right back on. That's okay. Don't need it right now. Hey guys, you would not believe what happened to me today. You are not going to believe it when I tell you. You're not. Something amazing happened. If you guys want to know what it is, the amazing thing that happened to me today was I found the floor of my craft room. I kid you not. It was like 6 bombs went off in here. I literally, but that's not the best thing. The best thing is I found my desk. I actually found my desk. I know y'all were expecting something else, weren't you? There was a desk under all that stuff, guys. It was here all along. I did scold it for from hiding from me all that time in the last 2 weeks. I scolded it, but it's not going to listen. It's going to end up that way again. So I did use some of the Cricut Joy sticker paper, guys. It's perfect for this. Perfect. This is the Always Spring. But guys, you get several sheets of this. This is perfect for your punches. How pretty is that? You know I'm going to be doing something with that. These two are my favorites out of the pack. But this one just matched perfect with the Princess Sampler. The yellow, purple, and pink out of the Princess Sampler pack is what I used to go with this. I thought that was so pretty. We'll go with this one too, I think. I think these were a little pale for it. I wanted something bold. But these papers are so pretty, and you can use these with your punches. I think. I haven't punched now with it. I'm going to try it though. We're going to try it to see if we can punch it. Because you know, I always got to try something with it. But this is the adhesive backed paper for the Cricut Joy. And I cut it on my maker. You can cut it on your Joy. You can cut this card on your Joy, guys. I believe this is 4 1/4. Yep, 4 1/4. So you can cut this card on your Joy. The only thing is you're not going to have a score line. Okay? So you're going to need to measure. And if you're using a Joy machine, when you fold this piece, your score line needs to be at 3 1/4. Okay, 3 1/4. So if you're cutting this on your Joy, make a note to score it at 3.25 inches. Can I make my screen bigger? Yes. Is that better? So everything else is in halfsies. Okay, so you can definitely make this card on your Cricut Joy with no problem. This purple piece gets folded in half. This gets scored at 3 1/4 inches from the cut edge with the opening. And that's it. That's all the folds on this card. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to peel this guy off. And I'm going to flip my card because this goes on the front, guys. And you're just going to line that up. Line that hole. Oh. Boom, done. How quick and easy was that? Super easy. I did on this one just stick this one here just so I didn't lose it, but I think I'm going to keep this one and use it for a stamped image. I don't want to waste it. I'm just grabbing a couple of punches here, guys, because I'm going to see if we can punch this stuff. Ooh, it's tough. That backing is plastic. I had to peel it off of there that way. I mean, you can. But the plastic backing may interfere. Now that was a McGill punch. This is a Fiskars thick, so it will probably do fine. I'm just getting it on the edge so I don't waste my paper. I did a little bit better with the thick cut. But yeah, I mean, you can punch it. You may have a little straggly piece of your backing, but you can. Alright, so we have this. We've placed our panel on there. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to build up this panel. And we're just going to take, you can use your sticky tape, you can use your glues, whatever you want. And you're going to fold that paper in half. And use your bone folder so you get a nice crisp edge. And then you're just going to place glue on half of it there. And I know this looks strange, but we're going to do this kind of backwards. Doesn't really matter how you do it. You can do it with it like this. It just helps me to remember which way I'm going. If I could get it centered up, I'm gonna have to stand up so I can. I do have my glasses. I got new glasses so I could see this. but I can't pick them up until Monday because they're only working till 12 o'clock and they have to bring them out to me. I can't go in. They don't want anybody going inside. So now this is, you're going to put this to your right hand side because this is going to be the front of your card, and you need this flap to be to your right and not to your left like we normally would. Then your Make-A-Wish card is going to be centered up on top of that. Okay. Then you're going to open it up, and then your one with your happy birthday on there is going to go inside on this side. A backwards card. Okay? Backward opening. Everybody with me? So now I'm going to get my little candle. Let's see if it zoomed in. See how intricate that is? I cut that on intricate with a clean mat. Okay? So make sure that you have a clean mat and a good blade when you go to cut this. The next thing you want to do, yay, a new subscriber, welcome, welcome. So you're going to decide which way you want your flame to go. It doesn't really matter if you want it to point to the right or you want it to point to the left. Totally up to you. And I'm going to go this way with mine. So I'm just going to put a teeny tiny amount of glue on this, and it may or may not hit those holes. I'm just going to kind of drag that because I'm using art glitter glue. It dries clear and it dries matte. And it's going to be enough to stick it. I just drug it through there, and I'm just going to let that right there and right there kind of rub it out and let it sit. Now I did, on the other card I used and I don't know what oh, there it is. I used a close to my heart sparkle pen. I don't know if you guys can see it on here, but you can see it sparkling on there. I used that on my white and on the edges. It's showing up a little bit there, but it's very, very, very sparkly. It's clear, but it has glitter in it to give it a nice shimmer. Now you can do that with it. Make sure you do not touch any of your writing. If you do, like I did, you're going to have a little bit of a smear. Okay? So make sure you don't touch any of your writing. You could actually do your card with this before you let it cut, let it dry, and then cut your cardstock and let your Cricut write on it, and you won't have to worry about it. But if you write first and then you want to use this, you're going to need to be very careful. And it's just, let me get a scrap. And I'm, just because it takes a few minutes to dry, but you can just brush it on and you can see that it gets the cardstock wet. Of course you want to shake it, but look how sparkly. And then when it dries, it will be clear and give it that shimmer. And my Close to My Heart link is down below. If you don't want to buy this from Close to My Heart, guys, don't worry about it. Spectrum Noir sparkle pens, Stampin' Up has them. Somebody else has them. They're called something else somewhere else. Maybe Jamie knows. Because she and I both have tons of those. Yay! Welcome, welcome, new subscriber. So get that all lined up like you want it, and trying to get my flame, and it doesn't want to pick up. My putty picker, it's backwards. And I'm just going to put a little dot of glue on there. This is a putty tool, guys. A pickup Wink of Stella. Thank you. Yeah, Nuvo makes them, and Wink of Stella is the one I was trying to think of. Thank you, Louise. I just can't pick that little thing up. But your little putty picker-upper sticks or pickup sticks, they all work for little bitty pieces like this. I did a pop dot on mine. There we go. I used my close to my heart because they're just lower profile. I didn't want it to stick up as much as the foam dot. And they do come in different thicknesses, guys, so pay attention to that when you're working on your cards. But it's too wide for my candle base. So I lost my scissors. I haven't moved from this spot. There they are. I covered them up. So the way that I do this is I just cut while it's on my sheet. And then I'm just going to take the paper off that half. Come off of there. And pick that one up. And I'm just going to get the paper off of that one. Now I can't pick it up again. And then I'm just going to turn it around right up at the top of my candle and stick it down and then peel that off. And then I did use a hole dot for my candle top because it fit. And then just take it right over to your card. And line it up and press it down. 2 little foam dots, that's all you need for that. And then I just got a piece of ribbon. This is just a piece of scrap. Well, it's not really scrap, it's about 24 inches long, but I don't need that much. So I'm just going to wrap it around this part of the card right here. Give myself enough room to tie. That looks good. Just gonna snip a piece off. And you can use glue or your tape runners or anything like that. These are little adhesive dots. From Stampin' Up! Or Paper Pumpkin or somebody. 3M. I'm just going to get a couple of them and place them on there. And then I'm just going to peel off. You can use your tape runner if you have a tape runner. This is the same thing. They're just small and they're clear so they're not seen. And then I'm just going to kind of find the halfway point of my ribbon. I'm just going to stick it down so it's not moving and shifting all over on me. And then decide where you want your bow to land. If you want it up at the top, then you want to work at the top. If you want it in the center, wherever you want it. Awesome! Another subscriber. Welcome, welcome. Oh, I know what's wrong. I'm doing my rabbit ear too soon. I like to tie a knot on these when they're on cards, just so they stay. There we go. With this organza ribbon, it can go wonky on you. Just doing a little rabbit ear bow. Before I tighten it up, I'm just going to get my loops like I want them. Adjust my loops. Guys, this card is super quick, super easy. Just going to trim off that ribbon. So now that I've got my bow on there, and we're basically done except for some decorating. How about that? And we've already been decorating too. Now we're going to open this up or flip this over, and you're going to put your glue on this back side here. Okay. So I've got my glue on my back side, and I'm going to open this up. I'm just going to stick that in there, just so I can adjust where I want it to be. I'm just going to fold this over, fold it down. Ta-da! It's done. It's done. And then you're just going to fold your flap in. Self-closing. Yes, it is an awesome night. What are you having a mental block on, Nancy? Anything we can help with? So the next thing I'm going to do on this one, guys, I use sequins just because I was in a hurry. I'm probably going to trade those out and put my Nuvo drops on there. You can do Nuvo on your candle and kind of dress it up and make it 3D. So I'm just going to put some Nuvo drops on this one. You could even throw a little bit of orange Nuvo in there and drag it with a straight pen and give it a little extra pop of color if you wanted to, some red or pink. So I've got that on there. I am going to do my candle with my sparkle just to make it pop a little bit. And then let's see, let's put the purple dots. Let's put 3 purple dots. I'm going to turn it this way so I don't get into my other one. And I'm going to go pretty big with these dots. And if you feel like your dot's not big enough or they're not the right size, you can add a little to them. These are my favorite embellishments, in case you guys haven't figured that out. There's just so much you can do with them. And then I'm going to put 3 along here. So I'm going to start in the middle. Ooh. That's why you're supposed to do this on a scrap of paper before you come in here. Thank goodness I was going big with that. If I was going small, it would have been a disaster. I have to stand up over them. That one's not quite as big. There we go. And as some of you know, you've heard me talk about them before. Nuvo drops hold their shape and stuff better than your other glitter drops and things like that. They cost a little bit more, but I mean, I've had these for years and I'm still using them. So they're awesome, Paula. You can use them. There are so many colors of them. There are different types. They're glitter, they're pearl, they're matte, they're solid. You can get some that dry and look like stone. There's just so many possibilities with them. And I think I do have a link for scrapbook.com below. You can get them there. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them from Tonic Studios. There's a link for that below as well. But awesome to have in your craft arsenal. You don't have to worry about it being the right size pearl or being too big or too small. You make it whatever size you need it to be. Yeah, it should open. Yeah, they probably did. They have sales all the time, guys. I don't know, Patty. Tonic Studios also has their, it's like a mystery box, and it comes out every month, and you get tons of stuff in the box, and they send you glues, and they send you Nuvo drops, and they send you paper, and they send you dies, and they send you stamps, and all sorts of stuff. And well, Tonic Studios, I'm just going to move this so I don't bump it. Tonic Studios, this is the kit 30. It came with all of these dies. It came with the stamps. It came with, and I've already put that stuff away, so it came with 13, 20, well, 18 stamps, 13 dies. It came with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sheets of paper. I got the marker pens, a whole set, 3-pack. I got the Aquaflow Nuvo pen. I got one of those. I got the Nuvo Drops adhesive, which I like. Some people don't like. I do like it. The adhesive. It's, to me, I like it as well as I do art glitter glue, but it dries glossy. It doesn't dry matte. So if you're working on glossy paper, it's good to have. It also came with some gemstones, and you guys have seen me use those gemstones, the little gold ovals we used a few weeks ago. Those were in there. I got some crystal Nuvo drops in buttermilk, and I got some crackle mousse, and I got my binder, and I got some shakers. I got some shaker windows. So it's not bad. It's like $30, $39.99 I think a month. And you get all of this. And your binder only comes, I think, in your first one. And then every so often in certain kits, they come so that you can put, I think, 3 sets to a binder. But they send you the binders when it's time to have a binder. So, and I have a link to Tonic Studios down below where you guys can get those if you like to do stamps and stuff like that. Yeah, I wish I had started them. I started at about craft set 20 on their boxes, and they are so awesome. I wish I had started at box 1, but I put it off and put it off. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to try one. And then I was kicking myself because I didn't do it. But guys, this is a cute simple, quick, easy card. Now I'm not going to open this because I have the drops on there and I want those to dry. They take about 30 minutes to an hour because I've got them so big. If you do small dots, they'll be dry in 20 to, I did, 20 to 30 minutes if you do small dots. About an hour, hour and a half if you do the large ones. But super simple, super easy to close. Still got a place to sign. You can put photos or anything else over on this side. You've got plenty of room for stamping if you want to stamp a message in there. How cute. Since I punched that heart, I'm just going to use it. With your adhesive back paper, you have to peel the backing off just like you would your vinyls. Made with love. There we go. Put my heart in it. So does anybody have any questions? Yeah, you let yours dry. I am so bad about it. And I've learned, Sue, over time, when I do it, put it out of the way and don't touch it. Because if I don't put it up out of the way, I will smear them. So any other Design Space questions, anything like that, anything that anybody needs to know, anything that wasn't working, or any project things that you're trying to do? Oh, I want to cancel that. I want to go in and remove this. I'm just going to hit undo because I don't want to mess up the file for you guys. I got to get that happy birthday out of there simply because if anybody's on mobile, they won't be able to open it. But guys, this card right here, if you're using sequins instead of Nuvo drops, you can make this card cut time and everything. I don't know, 15, 20 minutes max if you have your papers already picked. And we are going to be doing this card on Monday. It's going to be fun. We're going to do the Mother's Day bouquet card. It's a pop-out card, guys. That is going to be a supporter-only file. So if you're not a supporter, you will need to be a monthly supporter to get that. It's going to be for monthlies only. Add 2 hours for paper selection. I hear you, Jamie. I am the world's worst. Yes, Yolanda, this was, this is an old, it's been around for a long time. What was her name? Lisa, Stampin' Up, one of the Stampin' Up demonstrators, Lisa, I want to say Lisa, oh shoot, I can't think of her last name. She did one last week and I'm like, oh, I remember this. I got this file. And I was like, let me just kind of dress it up. And I did do the wish off of hers. Thank you for reminding me because I meant to say that at the beginning of this. That's where my wish thing come from. I was like, I really like the way she laid that out. So I'm going to see if I can recreate it in Design Space. And that's what I did. So thank you, Yolanda, for reminding me of that. And thank you to Lisa for being the inspiration on this card. But she did it with punches, Stampin' Up punches, I believe. Am I right, Yolanda? I think she used all punches. I just saw the front of the card and the inside of the card, and I was like, I'm going to see if I can redo that. And I did it with writing instead of punches. In Design Space, using the Joy, you can't do it anymore. We could do it, and they fixed it, Nancy. But yes, if anybody wants to see that one, I think she did. What did she call it? I forgot what she called it. We used to call it a fold and tuck and fold, something like that. I don't remember what she called it. I'm trying to scroll back to Yolanda. A buckle card. That's right. She called it a buckle card. Yeah, I can't think of her last name, Sue. I'd have to look it up, and I can't open up anything else right now, or I will crash OBS. But she's a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Also, Amanda Nehemiah, she's Stampin' Up! As well. Yeah, I'm gonna lay out Nancy a cut file for that, so you guys can make them. You'll have to slice out your centers, but the corners will be done for you guys if you want to use them and use your maker to do it. So I just have not gotten to it yet. Yeah, they were not meant to be used by anybody that didn't have a joy. There was a glitch in the system. Of course, you know that we're crafters. We're going to find the loopholes, and they're going to fix them and close them on us. Yep, free content. I sold my Anna Griffin Air 2 and got a Martha Stewart Air 2, and when they did an update, it erased my Anna Griffin Air 2, and I lost a lot of my content. And I don't have the machine to put it back on there, so that's the way that works. I think, I don't know if that's her. I want to say it was Lisa Shuriko. I don't think she spells it with an. I think it's spelled with an S, but I think that's right, Andrea. But I think she spells it with an S. But she used punches to do this card. She used the Stampin' Up! Punches for Wish, and then she did a candle and she took the eye out of it. But I wasn't able to get the punches because I'm holding out for those poppy punches and they're sold out. So, but I'm hanging on to my funds for those. So that's why I did mine in Design Space. Isn't it spelled with an S, Sue? I think it's I can't pronounce it. Cercio. I thought she spelled it with an S, though. Maybe I may be wrong. I don't know. But guys, there's tons of inspiration out there whenever you need a quick card. There's tons. It's everywhere. All right, since nobody has any other questions on Design Space or anything else, again, this is a free file for anybody that wants it. It's already set up for Design Space. And it is in the description below, I believe. I can't see it right now. It won't let me see it. If it isn't, I will add it. So, you do, Linda. I do too. I've got 3 shadow boxes and 3 cups that I'm doing, and I am behind. I have not gotten caught up yet. So, Oh, you're very welcome, Purple Paisley. You guys have a wonderful weekend. I will catch you on Monday. We're going to do the pop-out Mother's Day bouquet card. I will be making mine tomorrow. Well, cutting both of them and making one tomorrow to post up pictures and a ad for you guys so that you can save it. Turn on those notifications. Give a thumbs up, guys, so you'll know. All right, everybody stay well. Don't forget to wash your hands and sanitize. And I'll see you on Monday.